Hello, and welcome to the True Crime Lounge. My name is Breezy, and today we're going to be talking about some cults. I'm excited. Today we're going to be talking about a cult that has two famous celebrities. Can you name them? Well, I'm going to let you think about that while I step into the True Crime Lounge. Before we get started, though, hit that like button, comment someone you want me to talk about next, ring that bell for notifications, and please subscribe to my channel. Alright, if you guessed Joaquin Phoenix and Rose McGowan, you are correct. These two were in the notorious Children of God. Yes. So what is the Children of God exactly? Well, it is a group that originated in 1968, and because its leaders have historical limited access to the outside world, and children them to give them their money and worldly possessions. Children of God is generally considered a cult, which you can go and check out my other facts about cults as well. The group became notorious when new stories emerged accusing members of sexually abusing children. Children of God is now known as the Family International and is still active today. So, how did this cult originate? Well, it really started with roots that is rooted in counterculture movement from the late 1960s. The founder, David Brandt Berg, is a pastor and evangelist for the Christian Missionary Alliance who became the leader. Wow, it's loud in here. Became the leader of youth ministry called Teen Challenge in Huntington Beach, California in 1967. Berg recruited the group's members out of hippies and outcasts and flocked to Southern California during the free love era, an organized group of young people to roam the streets proselytizing about the love of Jesus. In 1969, Berg left the National Teen Challenge group and formed his own group called the Light Club, which eventually became known as the Children of God. He changed his name to Moses David and married a second wife, started the polygamy, stating that polygamy was sanctioned by the Old Testament. He told his followers that God had appointed him as the end-time prophet and that he would be playing a significant role in the second coming of Christ, who will later be returning to earth. Berg also maintained that he had been in touch with a spirit guide named Abraham, who was relaying his divine messages to him. So what about his teachings and practices? Well, after claiming that God himself had gifted him with prophecies, Berg soon began making extreme demands by his followers. New members of the COG were asked to donate everything they owned to the group, then sever all contacts with their families. They were also encouraged to give up any sort of employment and become full-time evangelists for the Christ of God. COG formed communes across the country, and within just a few years, there were over 120 communes located around the globe. In the mid-1970s, Berg encouraged female members of COG to practice what they call flirty fishing. Based upon Jesus' injunction in Matthew 4:19, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." Berg instructed his female followers go to bars, pick up men, seduce them into converting and joining the Children of God. In 1979, an annual report, Berg stated that the COG evangelists had witnessed to over 250,000 souls, loved over 25,000 of them, and won about 19,000 to the Lord. In 1978, Berg changed the group from the Family of God and later changed it to simply the Family. The sexual contact with potential converts became a routine practice with the group's membership. And in some cases, families evangelists even went to escorts to identify potential targets for recruitment. The practice of sexual sharing and open sexual relationships between existing members was encouraged. So what about the charges of abuse exactly? Well, in 1989, the family issued a press conference, an official statement condemning sexual acts involving minors, announced that any found abusing children with immediately excommunicated. Former Children of God, however, have been outspoken about the childhood abuse they suffered growing up on the communes. For example, actress Rose McGowan lived with her parents in the Children of God commune in Italy until she was 9 years old. In her memoir, Brave, she wrote about her memories of being beaten by cult members and recalled how the group advocated for sexual relationships between adults and children. Another member, Christine Babin, I'm terrible on names, so please excuse me, whose parents raised her in the Children of God, described her child abuse in the following terms. A letter arrived from the Children of God leader, Moses David, encouraging adults to teach children how to have sex, claiming it was healthy and good. And the sexual abuse began. I was violated in this way from the age of 12, too many times than I can care to remember, but sex was encouraged for children who were far younger. Other notable former members included actors like Joaquin Phoenix, journalist Susan Dupre, and Fleetwood Mac co-founder Jeremy Spencer. So in the let's talk about the later years now. Following Berg's death in 1994, the family was taken over by his widow, Karen Zerby. In 1995, the group was the subject of British lawsuit. Following a trial relating to the custody of the child born into the cult, the honorary Lord Justice wrote in a 295-page opinion on the family war determined that the family had permitted sexual abuse to minors deliberately, isolated and sequestered children away from their parents, and used extensive corporal punishment. Ward also concluded that by the time of the trial, these practices had ceased, and he believed the family was not presently an unsafe environment for children. The Family International is still an active group, and its members continue to speak up about the abuse they faced during their time in the cult. What about some facts? Well, here's a few of them. The Children of God, also known as the Family and the Family International, began in 1960. It is still active today. Because the leaders' limited access to the outside world will give them money, children is considered a cult. Numerous former members have alleged that as children, they experienced repeated physical, emotional, and sexual abuse at the hands of Children of God members. Well, that is it. What cult should I talk about next? I'm excited. I will see y'all next time. Y'all have a good day.